We are live. Okay. Is Ms. Jones Rejoice?
Was here? Yes, she's coming back. Yes, sir, she's here.
All right. Ms. Jones, are you ready?
I was just writing to see if someone can host for the just 2-3 minutes as I pull into my driveway. It's just raining and I've been in traffic all day. So if
Okay.
someone can just jump in for the first 2, I'll be ready in the next few minutes.
Okay. Oh, is it okay? Ms. Triplett, did you want to jump in, or you want me to do it? You're on mute, Ms. Triplett.
You have it up. You have it up now.
No.
All right. Good evening, I'm going to just try my best
You did?
with what
Okay.
I know, if that's okay.
Mhm.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for John Lewis Invictus Academy's GOTeam meeting. I'd like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the GOTeam. All other audiences, we ask you to, I'm sorry?
No, keep going. I think it was just somebody who's not muted. Go ahead.
Okay, we ask that you just type your questions and send it to us and we'll get right back to you. So the first order of meeting is for us to call roll. And as our secretary reads off the name, please just say here so that we can take roll. Ms. Miller?
Ms. Rosalind Triplett,
Present.
Ms. Cabrisha Rum,
Present.
Ms. Rejoice Jones,
Present.
Mr. Ramon Garner,
Present.
Mr. Roy Cogdell,
Present.
Ms. Andrea Leslie, and Ms. Nicole Pruitt, Ms. Taisha Laster. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next order of business is to approve our last minutes from our last meeting. Are there any changes or corrections that need to be had with the last meeting?
None.
All right, and I will go ahead and put in the motion to approve last meeting's minutes. All approved, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? All right, well, that is the first order of business. Now we'll move on to our action items. Ms. Miller, if you can help me to understand what is our first action item?
I believe our only action item today is to finalize the budget.
Perfect. Awesome, guys. Well, we have been going back and forth with the budget. Last week, we were able to kind of go in kind of detail with the budget and the changes, and we all came to agreement that we, just discussed the budget cuts and how we would supplement that and support the GOTeam and the principal as they move forward. And so, are there any questions about anything that we discussed last week? Okay, great. Well, second question. Has everyone been, have we been able to secure everyone's budget training, which is a requirement for us to vote on? Did anyone not do it? How about that?
I did mine.
Okay. I believe everyone is completed.
Oh, perfect. Great. All right, Principal Garner, we're ready to go over and confirm our budget for next fiscal year.
All right, good deal. Let's dive in, guys. I'll share my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Is it not changing?
We see FY 2023 budget by function.
Right. I was just trying to see if the tabs were changing. Let me stop sharing and then share again. That's not it. Um, I see new share, but I don't see stop sharing. That's different.
We can see your tabs, allocation, summary, staffing.
Right, but they're not, it's not changing.
Oh,
When I'm clicking one of them to move to the other one. Let me do this. So a lot of moves, that's the cares, have been made since our last meeting we had. Or not a lot of moves, but the necessary moves have been made in order to, finalize the budget. So we talked about there being a reduction in our funds for next year due to a loss in enrollment by about 118 students. So because of that, we went over that we would be losing about, almost $500,000, about $400,000, which for us would result in us needing to do a few abolishments. So the necessary meetings and everything that have had to happen have happened to notify everybody of how they will be impacted by that. But also in addition, I just wanted to go over, I had my staffing conference and everything was approved, but I want to pull the budget back up and show you the finalized version and then just see if there are any questions about it before we vote to approve for next year. All right. I don't know what I'm doing. I must not be. Hold on, y'all. You know what? I'm gonna do it like this then. My apologies. I thought I had it up and ready to go, but I didn't.
you're fine. You had a busy day.
I think everybody's had a busy day, so, but it has been a busy day. All right, that's what I was doing wrong. All right, I'm ready now, y'all. All right, share, and then, okay, let's make this one. Okay. Thought I was. I see the look, Miss Miller. I'm downloading it, but it is not moving around.
I
One more
think
time.
the weather too is impacting our Wi-Fi.
Enable edit. All right. All right. That is the right one. Share. Is it moving now? Perfect. All right.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So here's our final budget, everybody. We have, what's the tab down here, man? Making this more hard, difficult than it needs to be. All right, I'll do it like this. All right, so you see our final budget is $10,465,874 for 775 students, which right now we have about 850 kids. But they are projecting our enrollment to go down, which is why we lost a lot of the funds. I spoke to you guys about some of the strategic moves. And I know it's hard for you to see down at the bottom as it relates to the teacher allotments. So if you could see down here, our normal allotments are nine teachers, 9 math, 9 science, 9 social studies, 9 ELA teachers. But because we are creating the humanities course where we will teach the social studies standards through the ELA skills to create the humanities course, we went from 9 social studies teachers to 3. So those 3 social studies teacher positions are now going to become another humanities class, a math, and a science. So we will go from 3 4-man teams consisting of a math, science, ELA, social studies to 4 3-man teams next year, which will be math, science, and humanities. Again, it's a win-win for us because it gives us more class time to do the project-based learning that we want to do and more time in the areas of math and ELA for every student. So instead of a student getting 50 minutes of math and ELA a day, they'll get about 80 minutes every single day, which is, again, a win-win situation. And with our focus on PBL, project-based learning, and STEAM, we'll be able to do a lot more hands-on engaging activities that we just don't quite have the time to do in our current status. So we'll have those 4 3-man teams on both 6th and 7th grade. 8th grade will remain the same because they have a milestones class. So 8th grade social studies will remain a standalone class. Some of the budget cuts that we had to do, we had to abolish 3 non-instructional aid positions, and the individuals who were impacted by that have been notified. We also had to abolish the 6 social study teacher positions. And again, when we abolish positions, it goes by seniority. So it's not as if the principal gets to decide what positions get abolished, but it is a formula that the district use, and so that's what we use. But the individuals impacted have been notified for that as well. Positions that we will create an SEL teacher position that will fill in, for our students who need ISS. That's the SEL teacher will carry that load for us. We are creating. And we also had to abolish an assistant principal position, which will take us down to 4 assistant principals. So that's the other move that we had to make. What we will do, though, is create an engagement specialist position, which will be our testing coordinator and some of the other strategic things that we needed from that curriculum and instructional assistant principal, which position was abolished. And we will contract on a part-time basis with Mrs. Lamont to continue to do some of the work that she's been doing for us. Any questions about the abolishments or positions that we have created? Everything else remains the same. Everybody else remains the same. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Mr. Garner, question. So the position that was abolished, the AP position that was abolished, that pay still comes out of the school budget? Or is that something different?
No, that you mean the abolishment?
Yes. I mean, when you say she is a contractor for the school.
Right.
So it still comes out of this budget.
It will come out of the school budget, but
Gotcha. Okay.
An assistant principal will cost. So if you see the average cost right here, can y'all see this, like where this cursor is? at all? Right, so
Yes, yes.
average cost
Yes.
of a teacher is 91,400. That's not everybody's salary, but of course the district use. Some people make more, some people make less, but including benefits, that's what it will cost for a teacher. So for an assistant principal, it cost us $128,338, which we can't afford to pay 5 at that rate. So the contracted services and a part-time, it'll cost us a fourth of that. All right, so it saves us money, and we'll still get the skill set that
Okay,
provides.
so it's part-time, not full-time.
It's part-time.
Okay, okay,
And with no benefits. So it will be like CT3, a contracted service. So it goes through the whole legal, it's a contract. It goes through the legal department with the district, and the district decide, after legal goes through and makes sure that the contractor has, just like any other person that we would contract with, the district goes through it, they comb through it. It's a legal process. Once they decide that everything is good with the contract and it's sufficient, then we can begin work. So we're in the middle of that process now. All right. Any other questions about positions created, abolishments, or anything else? Let me go to this tab so we can see. So the reserve funds are funds that I cannot touch, that is in reserve. And if our numbers end up being more, then we'll get that money back. Or if we are in a position where our numbers are less, hopefully we won't have to lose positions if it does not cost more than that reserve money. In that case, then they can just take that money and then we'll be fine. But you can see we don't have a lot of money left over. This $43,669 that's right here is going to go toward bonuses that we want to, that I would like to have for new teachers to come to our school to work. So we were offering a $2,000 bonus to people who, to new teachers who choose Invictus. And then you see the money for postage. So we don't have a lot of money left over in this budget. I want to pull up the CARES money as well so we can see that and know exactly where we are with that as well. But any other questions before I move on to that? I want to make sure, do a good job of explaining what we're doing. Okay. All right. If that's good, then I'm going to pull up I'm going to stop sharing this. And I'm going to pull up the CARES budget. Can you guys see that? Okay. So
Yes.
you see our CARES, huh?
The same screen, I think, Mr. Garner.
The template looks the same, but you can see the
yeah,
amount
it's
of
different, yeah.
7,484. All right. This is the CARES funding, which kind of saves us. So you can see for contracted services, that is not what we'll pay for to hopefully be able to contract with Mrs. Lamont. But you just added, more funding to that line just in case we need it. And then we have 112,000 for professional development. That is actually the salaries for the 3 non-instructional aides. No, wait a minute. So we're paying for 3 non-instructional aides out of our CARES funding. I want to just show you that as well. So here they are. You see, in each one costs 42,000. The other 3 cost 41,000 a piece. So there's a total of about, what's that, $170,000 for non-instructional aides. Those are people who are in our building that do a lot of the support work, like, the Fords, the Farleys, the Coach Jeffs, the Mr. Arnold, all of those individuals, right? So we couldn't afford to pay for everybody out of our general fund, so we had to pay for 4 of them out of this funding allocation. And like I said, we had to abolish 3, but that all goes by seniority. So it is kind of first hired, last hired, first, that has to go in that process. And again, that's a budget, that's a district. They send me that. If I have to abolish the position, they send that to me, seniority as it relates to whatever that position is, and that's what we follow. So it's no decision of my own. All right. And so after we pay for those, so for that staff, here's what's left. You see $112,000 for contracted services and professional development. And then $22,000 for teacher incentives, the funding that we paid for our PLC leads, the extra ones. We still want to be able to keep that afloat. So some of the things that we've been able to do this year, we might not be able to do next year, and I have to explain that to everybody, unless our enrollment ends up being more than what the district says it'll be. And in that case, we will get those funds back. And what I will do with those funds, as I stated last time, is get it to our staff. I firmly believe in, the attendance incentive, if we're able to do that again next year. If the district allows, gives us permission to do it again. But we have some strong data to be able to back that. In addition, additional pay for after school and Saturday school, and any other materials and supplies that our school and teachers need. Any questions about this? All right, well, if there are no other questions about our budget and the moves that we're going to make, this is what has been approved during my staffing conference, the exact information that I've shared with you today. It was approved by the district. And so this is what I'm recommending to this team as well to approve, so that we can lock this in and be ready for next year. At this time, I'll stop sharing.
All right. Are there any questions before we go to approve the budget officially?
None.
Okay. Well, do I hear a motion to approve this budget item?
Motion to approve.
Awesome. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye,
Aye.
so that the secretary can record your vote. All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions, please say abstain. All right, that is done. We will now move to the discussion items. We don't have any discussion items, but if there are any discussion items that members of the team would like to present, please feel free to do so now.
I have something.
Okay.
So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Roy Cogdell, and I'm the volunteer coordinator at the Grove Park Foundation. The week of March 21st, there's going to be a couple events that Grove Park will be hosting, and it will be called Empowerment Week. We're still working on the flyers, and I apologize, I can't provide that to you today. But on Monday, the 21st, we're going to be having a large day out in Grove Park, where we'll be bringing vendors such as Fifth Third's Bank and a few other neighborhood programs that'll talk about what they're doing. There'll be food involved, music, be a DJ. So if you see a big party going on March 21st, please stop by. That Wednesday, we're going to have community conversation about the housing epidemic that's going on in Atlanta. And then on Saturday, there's going to be a piece that we're going to be working with young people. So we're inviting all middle and high school students to come attend. At the event, we'll be talking about programs that students can get involved with, as well as putting together a game plan for the next school year. So if anyone has any questions, I'll put my email in the link. And And otherwise, I'll be sending out some messages over the next few days to everyone. That's it.
Thank you, Roy in Grove Park. Any other discussion items?
No, just want to thank Mr. Cogdell for that and let you know that we'll be in support by sharing that on our school social media.
Thank you.
Awesome. There aren't anything else you want to share, Principal Garner? Usually this is the time for the principal report, but I feel like we got that pretty much squared away.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. Just we're taking map testing right now. Our kids are going to JA Biztown, 7th graders this week. 6th graders went a couple weeks ago. So it's really good showing for our kids to get out and get some exposure. That's all I have.
Nice. Okay, well, we have reached the end of our agenda. If there aren't any other additional business items to discuss at this time, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in
Second.
favor, please raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you guys so much. Please be safe, take care. This meeting is adjourned. You guys have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.